this is him.
A face like that never changes. If anyone can get you an audience with the Earl, it's Sheriff Eustace.
I hope Percy Hamley will show more understanding with us than he did with the people of Wigley. I'm concerned what kind of man Percy Hamley must have become to kill people for mere poaching. Good day, Sheriff. I must talk to the Earl. It's a legal matter of utmost urgency.
Get in line, monk.
Are they all waiting to see him?
What did you expect on court day, monk?
I fear this is going to take a while.
I'll go look for Richard. Seeing that he's going into battle, he needs equipment.
In the meantime, let's hope I can persuade the Earl to rethink this breach of our agreement.
I'll talk to Meg about the sales of the Priory's wool as well. We will find a way to keep the cathedral's construction going, Philip, with or without the stone and timber they took from us.
We must.
I wonder if you've been working with Meg for long enough to request some kind of advance payment or anything. Richard asked for money. Now, where is he? I kind of wonder if we'll switch back and forth between the two characters' perspectives as this chapter goes on. For now, we're playing as Aliena.
Has the queue not moved at all?
We stand like pillars of salt. But I'm sure the Earl will accept petitioners soon. I hope it's before the workers at Kingsbridge leave the construction site because I cannot pay them.
I still can't get over the fact that that place is called the Wiggly. Like the Piggly Wiggly. There's a beggar, poor man, apathetic. By God, he reminds me of father. Everyone seems to ignore him, even the sheriff. Wonder why? Probably because he's full of it.
The end is upon us, but our Earl will lead us to salvation.
Is that so?
A hard hand for hard times. It will all make sense. You will see.
Okay, so yeah, he's totally full of it. Oh, there's Meg. She's just standing here. Convenient.
That will lead our generation to an end.
My business partner in shiring. Wouldn't be in this trade without her.
Open your eyes.
Looks like trouble. Some customers are stubborn mules. A particularly unreasonable case.
Our food
Good to see you, Meg. I'm here to collect the money we've made so far.
homes.
Excuse me. We were in the middle of something.
What's the problem?
Even you merchants have become thieves. What a rotten place this has become.
He ordered the cartload of wool weeks ago, but now he refuses to pay the price we'd agreed upon.
Let's think about why the prices are so high this year.
So you can put more money into your pockets?
Actually, the Earl has raised all fees. It costs more to pass the gate, to set up shop, to get a license, and to trade.
I suppose. But the price is not as was agreed.
Did you use a tally to record the price?
But, are you with the sheriff? Just who are you, woman?
I am the owner of this business.
Oh.
Here's our half, Aliena.
Now, would you kindly hand me your part of the tally? There are more notches on our part.
2 pieces, 2 different prices.
Granted, adding notches to our part would have been much easier.
Aha! You're admitting it.
But the area with missing notches is thinner than the rest.
You're right. It looks like something was carved off.
What? Are you saying I'm a fraud?
Look, times are hard for all of us. I won't report you to the sheriff.
This wool will not make enough cloth for all of my master's servants' clothes. Let alone all the shirts he wants for himself.
Whoever pays servants and wants to wear many shirts should be able to pay the price for quality wool like this.
Quality? Yes, but it is not high quality. Now that you mention it, I see it. I cannot pay that much money for bad wool like this.
Now he's doubting the quality.
Fine. Then let me prove the quality of my wool.
Oh, just you try.
Oh. We got a chance to try to re-establish the quality of the wool once again, now dealing with a fraudulent customer that is blatantly trying to get out of the pre-agreed price now that he's already gotten the actual order. Great.
You're trying to rip me off.
Let us work out a compromise.
A beautiful sight. Dry enough to sell at full price. Most of it already sold.
It is what we agreed
Meg
on.
is managing this store for me.
away for free. Come on, I thought you had more to
Outrageous.
spare than that.
First you say one thing, and then you say another. Is this how you treat all your customers?
Go find someone to appraise wool. Oh. Okay.
I'll find an expert and prove it.
I'm waiting.
We need to find a wool appraiser.
Business elsewhere.
Please,
A cloth
calm
stall.
down.
That might be a good spot.
I thought you had more to spare than that.
Daylight robbery.
We agreed on the price.
No, I'll keep the wool.
Oh, it's for the appraising, you dummy.
Taking my business
Good
elsewhere.
quality.
Please, calm down.
Other merchants offer cloth and felt. Sell for higher prices, easier to transport, but fulling wool is tough and expensive. So we're just blatantly saying that our job's way harder and gets us less money? We've chosen well then.
Family woman
Both
fed
of us.
like this. It's all too expensive.
Outrageous.
Let's negotiate.
Here we go, the aerial view. I like those little details, like seeing the fullers and seeing the what they call them? They call them tallies, or like these pieces of wood that you put up to each other and you notch them to show the price between the two of them, basically. And then the idea that he would try to shave part of it off in order to lie about what his tally was, even though it would blatantly change the shape of the wood, and he's trying to stick to that. There's a girl carrying meat, a blacksmith, a bread vendor, monks, Flemish merchants. Ah, the Flemish. They greatly value British wool. We've established this.
Excuse me, would you care to give me your opinion on the quality of this wool?
Of course. Please show us. Oh, how wonderfully soft.
And what thorough scouring. There isn't a hint of dirt or grease.
The fibre is exceptionally fine, and the colour is even and light.
Suitable for high-quality garments.
I'm glad you think so too. Would you be so kind as to confirm this to a customer of mine, should the need arise?
Of course. Just send them our way.
With all these taxes and the shrinking markets, I wasn't sure whether visiting shiring would still be worth it. But for that quality of wool, I'll say it is.
Well, that should hopefully shut the customer up.
Excuse me, do you know if something happened in Shiring? I know we suffer because of the war, but the town never used to seem this grim and hopeless.
Oh, we wouldn't know. We are but pilgrims in search of God's miracles, and a saint who will heal my foot. And my eyes. But yes, Shiring seems to hold no miracles these days. We heard the Earl is punishing his people for his own entertainment.
I heard so too.
So the whole foot and eyes thing hasn't been working out, I take it, over the last 5 years. Sorry about that.
Can I interest you in some horse bread?
Is that the only kind you have here?
It's the only one that hasn't gone green yet, I think.
If you sell green bread, your customers will get sick and you'll get into trouble.
What? Are you with the sheriff?
No, don't worry.
Do you sell green bread?
Would you be free for a sales discussion later today?
Ah, Lady Aliena, for you I will always find time.
I've heard business is slow.
Not for me, it isn't. Plenty of knights need my services. His men have cleaned up well, I'd say. It suits me just fine that the Earl has swept the criminals off the streets. And those complaining about money and fees were never my customers or my friends.
What are you carrying there?
Not for sale. Or eating. Don't steal! Go away!
Oh, I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, Jesus. Someone's having a bad time. Oh, this path keeps going off camera. I'm just abandoning my objective at this point. Oh, it loops back around. Okay. Does the road over here also loop back around somewhere? Yeah, they don't want you leaving. Let's see, there's the north gate, the east gate. East gate leads to Winchester, many craftsmen who weave and dye wool. North gate leads to Kingsbridge. Would be nice to travel with Jack. We must tell everyone about us soon. The bishop's place. Distant stone structures. It's the bishop's castle. What little Wallerin could build. Bishop told me about his plans, or Philip told me about his plans. Can I walk there? Or do I have to stay inside here until this is done? Nope, I'm just
the remains of Walerin's castle.
Just piecing out. It's the bishop's palace. Jack would want to go closer to see it. Curiosity beats common sense sometimes. What's that you said about curiosity and common sense? Click. You're gonna go back inside, huh? Even though there's a path right there? Okay. That was the spooky place where I felt like if I did the wrong thing, I'd be attacked. Thanks for your input. She's like, that's the bishop's palace. We recorded dialogue just so you could announce the name of the place. And that's it. We stopped. The end. Well, there we go. Our wool has been appraised by the Flemish.
Seduced by daylight robbery. First you say one thing, and then you say another. Is this how you treat all your customers?
There are Flemish merchants just a few streets away. They were very interested in my wool, and they would be delighted to confirm its quality to you.
Anyone can let their friends lie for them.
It is sad, but it seems we can't find an agreement. Keep your money, good man. We'll sell to somebody else. I was made an offer by the Flemish merchants, but I declined. I'm a merchant with principles, and we promised the wool to you. They'll be delighted to hear the good news.
No, wait. Maybe we can negotiate. My master would not want me to leave here with empty hands.
Competing with foreigners and nobility is no trifle. They're relentless and have deep pockets.
Aliena.
But if you prefer to take your chances...
No, wait. I'm taking the wool, all right.
I don't want to ruin you.
My master can afford it. He just doesn't want to. And he has a temper. God damn it. You show no mercy, do you?
A pleasure doing business with you.
Hopefully enough to get us all out of trouble. You show no mercy, do you? You just tried to con us to our faces. And then when we found out how you conned us, and you still stuck to it.
Next time he'll buy elsewhere, I'm afraid. A good merchant always strives for a deal that feels like a victory for both sides. Remember that.
We don't need customers like him, and we have our money.
Yes, and you have my thanks.
One more thing. Could you try to get Ovid's Amores for me when you travel to Winchester? It's a book.
Yes, I can ask Brother Theobald. His book collection is more comprehensive than the church would like.
Then he'll be the right one to ask. Thank you.
No problem at all.
They're saying that Theobald's a porn hound. Theobald's got all the porn. That's what he does.
Your wool may be of best quality, but that doesn't make up for this market. It used to be a place of fair trading once. This is definitely the last year I come here.
That's probably fine. It's bad enough he tried to con us, but then he tried to stick to it after we told him how we'd identified his con. At some point it just gets absurd. But it could get us into some trouble.
Got to make up for those taxes somehow.
So you can leave the market. There's the the gallows.
They say that Jack's father was a thief and hanged in shiring.
Oh, line's moving, I think. Never mind, Philip just put his hood on. Philip put his hood on, so I didn't recognize him at first. He's tense. Prefers life in the priory, not meeting earls. Yet a sense of duty compels him.
Our Earl sees, and our patience is a virtue.
I'm sure he'll have a grand time. Can I talk to the sheriff a bit? Who seems proud of himself.
Good day, Sheriff. Will these people have to wait much longer?
If you have a complaint, talk to the Earl.
I don't think he even recognizes me anymore.
What an agreeable man. Have you seen Richard?
Have you seen a group of knights led by a man named Richard of Shiring?
You mean King Stephen's knights? Last time I saw them, they were chugging beer at the Lion and Lamb Tavern. They're going into battle, so they'd better not fall in love tonight.
How thoughtful of you.
Richard might be in the Lion and Lamb Tavern, of course. Glad to know that we're paying for that, too. Hooray. Did you say parishioners or petitioners? Yeah, petitioners.
If they hadn't replaced Father, I could have helped them.
Yep, you could have come over here and talked to them all, but you don't count anymore, unfortunately.
If that's true,
then he might have died right here. I didn't mean to click on that, but then I also didn't mean to unclick on it. I was just trying to leave.
As it is.
Let's see, can we find the Lion and Lamb? Blacksmith, a girl with meat. Merchants, monks, and bread. But where can I find this line? There's St. George. I have no idea where the Lion and Lamb is.
I don't have any business in there now.
Maybe I need to just show Philip the money before we move forward. Hey, Philip. Huh. This is an interesting dynamic. They don't tell us who needs what, which is a bit frustrating. Like, who needs how much money by comparison. We just have this... It's an ongoing thing that happened before with the money belt too, where we just have a nebulous quantity of money with an... Because I think originally our father said how much money was on the money belt originally. But then some of it was spent, and that was always... from then on, it was always like we had this cloud of money, of unknown quantity a lot of the time. Although it was specific when it came to the wool trade, so that we could tell if we were making a profit or not, which I did not. So basically I'm given a chance to give more money to Richard or more money to Philip, or give them each equal money. And the problem is I don't know if I'm screwing one, or I guess I should just assume that if I give more to one person, then I'm giving an insufficient amount to the other person. And if I split it evenly between them, then I'm probably giving them both slightly less than they actually need or something. There's something really fucked up about the fact that this is like, on one side it's a whole bunch of different people all together, like an entire town of people basically all working, and on the other hand there's one dude that's just working as a knight, and like that those are of equal, like you can compare the two of them to each other, but like helping Richard become a knight could be effective because if he can get the Earl of Shiring job back, then we're set, and a lot of the stuff could be fixed. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm just throwing this money away at them, and then things only get worse with Tom, and you're stuck between the two in such a shitty way. I feel like most players would be implicit, just sort of like implicitly biased in favor of Philip. Not only because you play as Philip, but you also spend time with Philip, and but also Aliena clearly has sort of like a preference for the church and all the people around there over Richard's goals that she doesn't even fully agree with. So basically everything about the game kind of points you towards preferring Philip. So I'm curious what the percentage of players is from one or the other. I don't remember if this game does percentages at the end of the episode the way that Telltale games do. It just seems reasonable to give him more because he's got a bunch of people that need it. But like if Richard doesn't have enough money, what if he dies today? Like they're preparing for battle. What if they die now? But at the same time, I can't help but think that if you give as much to both of them, that both sides are unsatisfied as a result. It's a bit of a trap. At the same time, it's my money. And so it is her choice to do with what she wants to do with it. But she did promise to help both sides. I did get more money from being hard on the merchant, and this way I'm split between these two groups just makes me feel all the more thankful that I was hard on that merchant for that customer for being a troublemaker, because that meant more money for us that we need for all these different groups of people that do need the money. I'm gonna hope that the fact that I made more money might curve things my way, so I'm gonna try splitting it between the two of them and see if the overall raised ceiling means that half and half is good for both. I'm not sure. Give him as much money as Richard.
Here.
Thank you. It should be enough to keep our workers around until I have solved our problems with Percy Hamley. But Tom said that without stone and timber, we will have to stop construction in a month.
You must speak to the Earl. I still have to give Richard his money. But then I'll come and wait with you.
From the looks of it, I'll be standing here for quite a while.
There's still money left, but it's not mine to keep. Which is distressing, because aren't you the one doing the actual work? And we don't get to keep our own money. Distressing. So he sounded positive. That's probably a good sign. He seemed to think that the money was enough for him and wasn't commenting on the lack of money. Where is Richard? Am I missing something? I don't see Richard here. I don't see the tavern here. St. George Road. Alley. Tavern District. There we go. Look at this guy. Oh, he's so happy. The town drunk gazes into the fire, more absent-minded than usual. How long have they been here? What are they waiting for? Seems lost in thought. Joy is a rare sight today. Must be the drink and despair. Taverns used to be well visited. One could barely find a seat. There were many more patrons. Now everyone's out of money, probably. How long have they been here? A payment left in desperation? No crest I recognize. Everyone gets one these days. There's the scrolling I was hoping for, so I can see the rest of the room. He's gotten a lot older. You can see the scar there. It's gone white now in the meantime, but he's recognizable. I wonder if that makes him easier to spot and remember out of the crowd of all the different knights. Sir Alonso de Toledo. Some compare his swords played a dance. A competent ally. Sir Simon of Stapleford. He and Richard were fellow squires. Here he is, drinking and bragging to lift his spirits before the battle. Let's poke around for a bit first.
How's business?
Slow.
Well, at least you still have your regulars.
Even in bad times, people drink. The Earl of Shiring has imposed new laws and taxes, and it makes times very bad for us.
No right thoughts enliven me while my stomach's hollow.
You hear? Fill us up.
But you haven't had a right thought all day.
Maybe I'll be the next Earl then.
Oh, that's awful.
Poorly. No.
I don't have time to deal with drunks. I have to give money to my knight.
Aliena ain't having none of it. Ain't having none of it. Oh, wow, in this lighting, it looks like she has blood on her dress. Unnerving. Different game for sure.
Any new information on Maud's army, Sir Alonso?
Robert of Gloucester will bring the Angeline. There are said to be 1,000 men. But Stephen will bring more, and we'll be with him to lead the charge.
Does Robert of Gloucester have skilled men fighting for him?
Damned if we know.
Victory and glory will be ours, one way or another.
I hear you will face Empress Maud's army, Sir Simond.
We will do battle on the beautiful grounds of the illustrious Lincoln Castle.
Don't say it like that. She'll think we're just going there for the landscape.
Ah, but what a magnificent picture it makes.
Oh, just don't let yourself get distracted by the beauty, Sir Simond.
As you won't be there, I'm hopeful that I can focus on directing my blows at the enemy, my lady.
He laughs, then goes right back to his serious face as he realizes that you're hitting on his sister.